A very heartfelt welcome to this week's practice of breath work, in which we are going to take the 3-step breathing space. So this is a practice that ideally requires us to sit up with a long spine. Of course, if you need to lean back, that is what you do. We always are making adjustments to work from where we find ourselves. But if there is capacity to sit with a very long spine, adopting this posture, and while we are doing so, making the adjustments of ensuring that the shoulders are released from the ears, that the heart space is open, that there is every indication through this posture that we are dignified and very alert to what is in our awareness, so that we really are able to absorb the practice and remain very focused on what is guided in the practice and what arises. And so we begin with this very dignified posture, whether we are seated, whether we are standing. And if possible and suitable, we're going to lower the lids or even close the eyes, so that we really are drawing all of the senses inward and really simply focusing on the guidance that is provided. So there are going to be steps to this practice, and step 1 is going to be awareness, whereby we are becoming aware. We are drawing our awareness to our innermost experiences right now and asking ourselves, what is here right now in this moment? What thoughts are going through the mind? What thoughts are passing through the mind? And simply becoming aware as best as we can of noticing thoughts, of noticing thinking, of any mental events, as if they are simply drifting through the mind. So in other words, we're allowing ourselves to be aware of the thinking mind that tends to have these thoughts passing through without becoming involved in any of the thoughts. So we're simply noticing the thinking mind. And sometimes we say that all of this is like weather patterns. We're simply noticing the weather patterns of what it's like right now. It may be that there is a gale and a gust of thoughts moving through. It may be that there's a very, very slight breeze of very few thoughts. It may be that there is no wind movement whatsoever, and that the mind is fairly still. This thinking mind is fairly still. And then we're going to breathe in, noticing what emotions are here. So becoming aware, it's almost as if we're moving from this thinking mind to the emotional mind, turning towards our emotions, discovering whether they are pleasant, whether they are unpleasant, whether they don't have any particular tone to them. They are just emotions that are here. Simply taking in the weather patterns of our emotions. Again, there may be a gust and a force and a whole symphony. There may be very few emotions. There may be a stillness without much weather to be noticed at all. So acknowledging whatever is present and acknowledging what is arising as we pay attention here. And then becoming aware, perhaps even lower down in the gut area of any body sensation. So really taking in the bodily sensations that are present and presenting right now. And this may invite a quick scanning of the body to detect, to pick up any sensations of tightness or bracing, anything that is pleasant or unpleasant, as we just sweep the body, bringing in this awareness of this landscape of the body. So being aware of the climate here and aware of all of these weather patterns. So really taking in the whole climate, thoughts, emotions, sensations. It's almost as if we're allowing what is. We're allowing what is here. And we're holding all of this in a gentle awareness and in a container of spacious kindness. And then taking all of this awareness, and we're going to gather our awareness now, directing all of our attention to focus on the physical sensations of the breath at the abdomen. So we're gathering all of this awareness and coming to focus at the abdomen, noticing the gathering of this awareness at the belly and moving in really close to sense the breath itself here at the abdomen, perhaps noticing the gentle expansion as the breath flows into the body, maybe feeling the gentle falling of the abdomen as the breath moves out of the body. So really following the breath as it moves in and out, here focused at this abdominal center or space in the body. And using the breath here to anchor us in focusing this awareness. So really keeping the awareness right here, gathering almost as if we're going through this from wide open awareness of the whole of the weather patterns and now drawing it close into the abdomen, the top and the middle sections of the shape of an hourglass. Really aware of what it's like, this gentle ballooning and relaxing of the belly, of the abdomen. The expansion and the releasing at this place in the body, the belly. And then aware of the quality of our awareness. And taking the same awareness and expanding the awareness so that the field of awareness surrounds the breath. And that in addition to the sensations of the breath, we include a sense of the whole body, the body as a whole, the body in relation to the physical environment. Aware of the posture of the body, of the feet in contact with the floor, or whatever the feet are resting on, of facial expressions perhaps. So really taking the awareness wide into the whole body and noticing what is underway in the face right now. Becoming aware of any sensations right here in the face and zooming in on them, breathing into them on each in-breath and each out-breath. Really noticing what is happening, what is underway, just in this area of the face. And as we do so, allowing for a softening and an opening so that nothing is forbidden, everything is allowed, but it is all held in this gentle awareness, knowing that whatever is here is already here, and allowing ourselves to be with it. Noticing that as we are aware of what is here, noticing how it changes. It changes all the time. So it may be that a tightness gently softens. It may be that a ticklishness or an itch comes and goes. It may be that a gentle breeze that is felt on the cheek comes but then passes. So bringing this expanded awareness of being in this way, accepting things as they are, but noticing that even the tiniest things have a beginning and a middle and an end. That everything comes, peaks, and passes. None of these experiences, these sensations, remain constant. Even if there is a pain in the knee or a pain in the pinky, noticing even within this that there's a beginning and a middle and an end, and it may start again, but each focus of sensation seems to have a beginning and a middle and an end. And even if we are experiencing joy and extreme delight, there is a beginning and a middle and an end also to this. So everything has a starting that we become aware of, and then arises or emerges and kind of reaches a peak, if you like, and then passes. So very like the breath that begins and fills and then ends. And the exhalation begins and empties and then comes to a close. So seeing these various segments in this way, things coming and going all of the time, and just taking a reading now of what it feels like now being here with this kind of breathing, this practice of breath work that starts with awareness. And then step 2 is gathering this awareness to a focal point, and step 3 is expanding this awareness and recognizing that we're able to practice this anywhere, and we're able to practice it in as few as 3 breaths. So our first breath can be this expanded awareness of the weather patterns. The second breath can be this focus at the belly, at the abdomen center. And the third breath can be this expanding this quality of awareness that has now become so rich once again into the whole body, where we're able to attend to whatever needs attending to. And as we practice, we may find that we can apply it also to that part that is expanding, can expand beyond the body to the circumstances we find ourselves into, the community, and attending to whatever needs to be attended to with this quality of awareness that we have cultivated through this particular practice. Remember, this is a practice that can be taken in public. When we breathe in this way, nobody knows what is underway in the breath, in the mind, in the focusing, the awareness, the gathering, the expansion. And so this practice really is something we can carry with us through every part of the day. And if we find ourselves triggered in any situations, it's often a practice that can support us in being able to just anchor ourselves in those weather patterns, firstly, of thoughts, emotions, and sensations, and then in the breath at the belly itself, and then taking that awareness and expanding it into the whole being and checking how this might support us at times when we may be triggered, or at times when we are wishing to change our relationship to something, some event that is happening, to give ourselves a pause and a break and a step back from something underway. We may even practice it when there is just absolute delight, so that we also learn to sometimes have a little bit of distance from situations that have a very high charge, that are very, very big and overwhelming. So this is our practice of this 3-step breathing space. And as we now appreciate something that can be with us whenever we wish to lean into it. And if you wish to dedicate this practice, please do. Please do. That almost kind of turns up. It turns on, it switches on, and it amplifies the benefits of the practice. And then gently drawing the practice to a close and allowing yourself time for a transition into the evening or into your day. And thanking you so much for your practice and your presence here as you deepen your practice with each breath. May you go very, very well, and may you be well. Thank you.